Um, Welcome to the podcast, Mr. Sanjay Singh. You are a sales consultant, and I want to talk to you, sir, today about mostly why doctors are very bad at sales. So I want you and together, I don't know if we can uncover this aspect of sales within doctors, and let's see how it goes.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Sameer. See, sales is broadly a dirty word for everyone. Why only doctors? Given the chance, everyone would like to outsource sales.
Right,
Every businessman wants that sale should happen
right,
because that's the only way you're going to get receipts into your books. But sales by far and large is something which people hate. Why?
Why exactly?
Yeah. So people always have a very wrong stereotype of sales because I always say that the job of sales is not to sell. The job of sales is to help customers buy.
Oh, that's lovely.
So when you look at that small difference in the perspective, sales is not being pushy, sales is not sleazy, sales is not manipulating, sales is not convincing. Sales is helping the customer convince himself,
Right, right.
helping the customer discover his pain, risk, challenge, or need. Right? So, when the moment you start looking upon sales like this, everyone would enjoy sales. Right? Now, doctors per se, they are super specialists, so they get into their subject very deep. The commercial aspect of business comes out from the left brain, and the creative aspect comes out from the right brain. And by far and large, doctors are more of right brains,
Right.
active right brains. Now they need to activate their left brain because that's the commercial bent of mind, which some doctors have,
Right.
and mostly they don't. So, as far as doctors are concerned, they need to consciously trigger their left brain to become commercially more active.
Right.
One more viewpoint as far as doctors concerned is, teachers, doctors, they always come from the mode of giving gyan,
Ah,
right?
yes.
And sales comes from the mode of conversation,
Right.
where, okay, you give gyan, but you give gyan through conversation.
Very true. हाँ,
You know,
बराबर.
there are two concepts. One is you tell the truth, and one is you arrive at the truth by co-creating it with your customer.
Very, हाँ.
Now, the moment you look upon your patient as a customer, you have to understand that if you tell the truth, he doesn't enjoy it. You don't have to tell the lie, but you have to co-create the truth by conversing with him. And I think by default, this is not the default setting of doctors.
Unfortunately not.
Unfortunately, not. So they would like to tell A, B, C, D and finish. That's it. Probably this is the reason that why they hate sales. I personally feel so. I'm personally an NABH consultant also, and that has given me an opportunity to interact with a lot of doctors. And first-hand experience, I can tell you that everyone in this world loves the money that comes from sales and also the growth that comes from sales. But Dr. Sameer, sales is also a science followed by an art. Okay? At least the science part of it should be known to everyone.
Very true.
The art part of it, you may like to develop, you may not like to develop. And each one to himself or herself. But the fact that there is a scientific basis on which sales works is something which every entrepreneur, every business person, and these days all doctors, they don't like to call themselves a business person, but then they're entrepreneurs. They are self-employed professionals. They should understand the science of selling. And any doctor who is your follower, I would love to pro bono take them onto a chart where they start loving sales.
Obviously. Is it more of an ego, or are we plainly we don't think sales are important enough?
No, I don't think everyone knows that sales is important. Otherwise, they would have just divorced sales across. It's not even ego, it's the fear of rejection. You see, sales is based on rejections. You talk to 10 people, probably 6 will reject you, 4 will accept you. Out of 4, only 1 or 2 will take you, right? So people cannot handle rejections, right? As far as the doctor fraternity is concerned, they don't even have to handle rejection because they have to sit in their OPD and patients walk down to them. So they have to bother more about how to generate the footfall so that their OPD is full. A and B, once their OPD is full, how do they converse positively so that there is a repeat footfall and a habitual footfall and a footfall that extends into the family and so on and so forth, right? So as far as doctor is concerned, anyway, we exonerate them out of sales. They have to do marketing well so that footfall comes, and then they have to generate positive sales conversation with their patients so that they are able to retain them. That's it.
Before we go on, I know these two words are often interchangeable at times. I want you to differentiate what is marketing and what is sales, because a lot of doctors think it's mostly the same thing. And I know it's two different things, but I would rather it comes from you tell us.
All right, so marketing is where the whole story starts. Okay. Now, when you say marketing, that means you think about a market need, you coin an idea which superimposes or fulfills that market need, and you reach out to the target group. Once you reach out to the target group and the target group starts responding to you, that's the point sales starts. So, getting it straight into your medico fraternity, as long as patient starts visiting you, you're marketing. Once the patient has visited you, sales starts.
Very true. Barabar.
So the experience of the patient right from your reception to your OPD, to your diagnostics, the way you talk, the way you make feel the patient comfortable, the way you give the patient an opportunity to explain himself or herself, and a difficult thing like medical science, you explain to him or her in a very nice way, and then ensure that he or she speaks good about you.
Right.
And turns into referral business, turns into cross-selling, referral selling, all kinds of selling.
Barabar. Yeah.
So I could have come to you for my eye checkup, and I would still get back to you that where should I go and get my root canal done.
Yeah.
Knowing
happens.
fully well that you're an ophthal.
It happens. Very true.
Sure.
I mean, we do get if a patient comes to us for an eye checkup or some other thing, he would say, do you know somebody who is a heart surgeon, or whom should we go for diabetes?
True.
That's basically cross-selling.
Correct.
I'm thinking, right?
Correct.
Barabar.
So it would be cross-selling if your hospital has a dental clinic.
Oh, okay.
But if you are referring to someone, then it gets into referral selling.
Okay. But I'm not generating any income by just...
That's your choice.
Oh, right.
You can if you want. Yeah, so that's your choice.
I know. Often we see कि there is doctors में बहुत skill ऐसा भरा भरा होता है, like to each his specialty. An oncologist will have his own set of skills, an ophthalmologist will have his or her own. Why does it mostly not translate into income?
See, skill, you see, you have to look at things from a camera lens of hard skills and soft skills, right? And soft skills always superimposes on a hard skill. So you might be a very good ophthalmologist, which means that your goodness starts only once you enter the eye, or when you're looking at the eye. But then there are a lot of things that happens before you look at someone's eye, pair of eyes. What are those things? And also there are a lot of things that happens after you have looked at the pair of eyes. And those plethora of things comes under your soft skills, right? So you can have a great hard skill, but if you don't have a great soft skill, probably by rule of thumb, you would be only 25% successful in your career. especially if you are into self-employment. You can still be very successful if you are working in a hospital under some doctor.
Yeah, the corporate setup's completely different. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, as a self-employed doctor, you'll cut a sorry figure if your soft skills are poor. Even if I assume that your hard skills are 100 on 100. You know, it's like you are doing great in maths in school, but your Hindi is poor. You might say that Hindi is not so important, but then it is because
होना है।
पास होना है 100%, 100 नंबर तो हिंदी में भी है, ड्राइंग में भी है. तो हाँ ठीक है, ड्राइंग में 100 नहीं चाहिए आपको, बट 65 तो चाहिए.
Very true.
बाकी फिर आप अपने मैथ्स फिजिक्स में 100 आउट ऑफ 100 लाओ. सो दैट इज व्हाट हैपेंस. सॉफ्ट स्किल्स, you have public relation, you have business networking, you have sales, you have marketing, you have branding. And I'm taking these three topics separately. Each of them carries 100 marks. And your hard skill carries 100 marks. So what is the total question paper? 700.
Right.
Now out of 700, you get 100 out of 100 in your field. And in the balance 5 papers, if you get 0, or even if you get 20, 30, whatever,
Right.
you imagine what you have got. You have got 130 out of 700. Bad, isn't it? That's the problem.
So I think earlier years, maybe I'm talking about 30 years back probably, when the number of doctors were less and technology wasn't so much in demand and there was not so much of innovation. So I remember पहले बहुत बार हम सुनते थे पुराने डॉक्टर्स, देयर वॉज नो कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ सेल्स. काम ही इतना होता था कि आ रहे हैं. एंड वी हैव हर्ड अबाउट डॉक्टर्स बीइंग रूड एट टाइम्स. लाइक आजकल ये सब प्रॉबली नहीं सुनने को मिलता होता, बिकॉज यू नो एवरीबडी वी आर ट्रेन्ड इन सॉफ्ट स्किल्स. आजकल मेडिकल स्कूल में वी आर ऑफन टॉट हाउ टू इंटरेक्ट विद पेशेंट्स, नॉट टू येल एट देम. तो थिंग्स आर इम्प्रूविंग. तो सॉफ्ट स्किल्स थोड़ी सी बेटर हो गई हैं. Now the left brain part of it is what I think we need to activate. So what happens in a buyer's mind when they are about to make a decision?
Right. So typically, let me first go by the books and then I come to the medical fraternity. So first of all, you have to understand that when do you call someone a buyer? Now, conventionally, you would call someone a buyer when he starts looking out for that particular need. So, if I start looking for an ophthalmologist, I become a buyer for you. But that's wrong.
Okay.
If I have a pair of eyes, working or not working, I'm a buyer for you. Why? Because if I have a pair of eyes, I would need an opthal.
Yeah.
Sooner or later. Right? Even if I don't have any problem with my eye, I still need an opthal to do preventive health checkup and preventive maintenance, right? So, recognizing the fact that the buyer starts even when he is invisible to you, and even when you are invisible to him or her, correct? Which means that your understanding of the buyer journey should start at a suspecting level. So you have to start suspecting that who all needs you is your buyer. Now at this stage he is a suspect buyer. Down the line he becomes a prospect buyer. This is the time when he has started looking for a ophthal, right? Now this prospective buyer has to come to you because there's a competition. You have so many opthals in the market. So he has a next door opthal. He has a chacha ka janne wala opthal. He has a opthal who is very famous in the city but expensive. He has an opthal who does very easy reimbursement of insurance schemes. He has an opthal who sometimes even helps him generate bills to be redeemed in his office, although the cost was not incurred, and so on and so forth. You understand? So many of them make this world. So, at what point he walks to which opthal, what is his reason for choosing his opthal, is we come to the analysis stage. So, suspect stage, prospect stage, and then analysis stage, right? Now, after analysis stage, he gets into an experience stage where he lands up in your clinic if you are visible in the market, if you are credible enough in the market. So we say visibility leads to credibility, which leads to profitability. Okay, so that part is marketing, where you make yourself visible, credible, word of mouth, and so on and so on. Now he comes to you and he enjoys the experience. Now, the experience when you punctured his retina is something he doesn't know. Right? He knows all the experience before puncturing
And
after puncturing,
Yeah.
which is all soft skill,
Yeah.
which is not hard skill.
Right.
Right? Hence the importance of soft skill. So that again, his user experience, his customer experience leads to a satisfaction index, leads to a referability in the market, right? And that's how he either becomes a loyal customer or he becomes a one-time buyer. And then loyalty leads to cross-selling, upselling, referral selling, insight selling, customer success selling, and different concepts are there. So this is the entire journey of the buyer. Now, if you look at it as a medical professional, typically at what are the points in which you should make a conscious effort to reach out? The first point you should make a conscious effort to reach out is invisible buyers.
Exactly.
Who are invisible to you.
Right.
Now, how do you do it? You do a lot of forums, you do knowledge forums, you do talk shows, you address. So the broad format is one to many. You know, मधुमक्खी को छत्ते के पास ले जाओ या छत्ते को मधुमक्खी के पास लाओ. तो आप छत्ते के पास जाओ and address the bees at mass. In the form of knowledge, you disseminate knowledge. Saraswati ke through, you become known in the market, right? So one to many will lead you to the suspect stage, invisible stage. Then you need to reach out to the buyers at the visibility stage where you are visible. Now you can be visible as a good cop, you can also be visible as a bad cop. So of course you need to be visible as a good cop, right? So the Samaritan status in the market, this opthal does a lot of community service, this opthal does a lot of free replacement, he provides a lot of free ka chashma and so on and so forth. After the visibility stage, your next intervention is experience stage. That those few footfalls that walk into your clinic, is it a wow from the word go? At the reception, at the registration, the waiting area in the OPD, the moment he or she walks into you and walks out. In the process of going out of your clinic and reaching his or her house, what is the kind of information you serve to them? After he or she has forgotten you, did you also forget him or her? Or you keep on feeding knowledge, content, you know? So if I have come to you for an eye checkup 1 year back, do I get an automated service from you after 1 year that it's already 1 year?
It's time for you to
have a checkup.
Right.
And this Friday I am doing a free checkup, so why don't you land in? Right?
Right.
So the footfall needs a lead magnet. So you got to serve magnets at your clinic so that the footfall keeps on revisiting you. You know, एक बार किसी को हैबिट लग जाए तो वो आपका सदा कस्टमर बन जाता है, है ना? So your job is to convert a first time footfall into a
regular footfall,
repeat footfall, and then habitual footfall, and then a fan.
Oh, right.
He starts treating you like Shah Rukh Khan. That मैं उसके बारे कुछ गलत नहीं सुन सकता. So that's the time he becomes a fan. He starts advocating you. So you start getting advocacy leads. बाजू वाले को बोलता है चलो डॉक्टर समीर गाड़े के पास जाओ और कहीं जाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. You know, this is a free salesman for you, right? And so this is how you get into the buyer's mind, and these are the inputs that you can have in the buying circle. So sorry, my answer is a bit long.
Absolutely.
But it's important for you to understand that there are multiple points in which you will intervene in the buyer's mind.
So you talked about experience, right? from the moment he enters the hospital premises to the moment the patient steps out, that the entire experience. In today's world, in 2026, how the hospital looks, is that also a part of the experience, that the interior should be good? It shouldn't be very flashy, because the patient should not get a aisa ki baba I'm going to have a lot of kharcha here, or it should be too subtle. I think that should also be a part of sales, or am I wrong?
Yeah, it's a part of experience. But you have to understand that, if you go by the VED, vital, essential, desirable. So, a good interior is desirable, it's not vital, right? So, it's always good to have. From a hospital perspective, hygiene is a must to have, right? Air condition is good to have. No one will hate it. But no one will come to you just because you have an air conditioner.
Obviously, yeah.
I know.
These are brownie points add on.
Right. So not bad to have, good to have. And I think depending on what is your budget, if you are a very new kind of setup, it's important for you to focus on the vital things. And as you start earning something, you can move to essential and desirable. That's all I can say. So I'll not say that they are not required, but I would say that that's not a prerequisite for success. I mean, you still go to a particular Sauji in Nagpur, which doesn't have the best interiors.
Kitna bhi ganda ho.
You go there, because nothing can replace a good product. So good product is vital. I mean, no doubt about it. बट देखो, इस दुनिया में परसेप्शन इज रियलिटी, तो सच्चा होना ज़रूरी है, और आप सच्चे हैं ऐसा दिखना भी ज़रूरी है.
ठीक है,
both are true, right? In fact, even if the first is not true, if the second is true, you'll still run a mile. So creating a positive perception is also very, very important.
When the patients are saying, I'll think about it, what does that actually mean to me or any doctor?
So this is a very typical objection in sales. Just by the books, there are 5 objections which happens in sales across profession. So no need, no hurry, no money, no trust, no discount. These are the 5 generic objections in sales, always, in any profession. Talking specifically, when the customer says, I will get back to you, he is essentially telling you no need. He is essentially telling you, I don't need you. Or I want to check up on someone before coming back to you. So at this juncture, I don't need you. Now, how you handle that objection is not by trying to be sleazy and pushy that no, you need me, don't go, sit here, because you will lose your brand appeal if you do that. But what should you do? When the customer says, or patient, because doctors don't like to hear the word customer. So when the patient says, I will get back to you, if I was a doctor, I would say, sure, please do get back. But tell me something, what is going on in your mind? Can I help you resolve the question that is going on in your mind, and be very free and clean about it, because as a doctor, it's my job to educate you. So, is it something to do with someone else that you know? Is it something to do? So, allow the patient to talk.
Right.
It's इंसान की फितरत है बात करना, प्रोवाइडेड कि आप उसके फितरत को जगने दो. आप उसकी फितरत को जगह दो, वो बात करेगा. और अगर आपको अपने अंदर का सेल्स को जगाना है, तो आपको एक ही चीज़ सीखना है, बात कम, सुनो ज़्यादा. इनफैक्ट सेल्स का काम बताना नहीं है, सेल्स का काम पूछना है. सो इन सेल्स वी से योर जॉब इज़ नॉट टू आंसर, योर जॉब इज़ टू क्वेश्चन. राइट? तो अगर आप पूछिएगा तो ग्राहक आपको बताएगा. वो ये भी बताएगा कि उसकी क्या पीड़ा है, और वो क्यों आपको बोल रहा है कि वो he will think back and get back to you.
So basically that means objections are signals and not rejections?
Absolutely. In fact, if there are no objections, there is no sales.
Okay.
Right? There could be some some patient who just walks into your clinic and says, okay, I want to get operated. You have not sold it. He has bought you.
I'm so sorry. That actually happens, So I operated on a single patient, and he told his neighbor. The neighbor inquired about every possible damn thing, that the experience of that patient, and the neighbor came to me and said, "Usko jo kiya wo mere ko chahiye. I don't want one more discussion iske. I don't want an upgrade. I don't want a downgrade. Usko jo kiya mere ko chahiye." So he has bought me.
He has bought your services.
Yeah, right.
You have not sold it.
Right.
He has bought your services, for which you thank God.
Yeah.
And you thank the karmas of your karmas in the past. Right? But देखिए डॉक्टर समीर, आपके लस्सी के ग्लास में अगर सिर्फ ऊपर मलाई है और नीचे दूध नहीं है, तो जब आप पिएंगे तो हवा आएगी. तो ये जो पुराने कर्मों का फल है, इसको लस्सी के ग्लास का मलाई समझिए, जो कि आपको चाहिए, होना चाहिए. लेकिन अगर आपके ग्लास में नीचे दूध नहीं है, जो कि सेल से ही आएगा, ये जो पुराने कर्मों का फल है, ये आपकी पुरानी मार्केटिंग से आया है, या आपके पुराने सेल से आया है.
दिस इज दैट लॉयल वाला थिंग.
करेक्ट. बट देयर इज नो वेल इन दिस वर्ल्ड विच कैन constantly keep on feeding you with water. So you have to keep on digging new wells, which is what sales does for you. And if your experience is good, your talent is good, your knowledge is good, the old ones will continue to give you malai. So enjoy the malai, enjoy the doodh, both. Enjoy the complete class.
This is good. So I want to put this in the real world scenarios now. Let's say that the problem that happens to a lot of doctors is, not just me as an ophthalmologist, itna chair time, we call it chair time, when patient is sitting, we don't give enough time to each patient, because we have 20 patients waiting outside in the OPD. तो हमें इतना time दे ही नहीं सकता. I think a 5-10 minute conversation would be good, but what should we talk to the patient? The pointers that you said, the role of sales is to ask questions. So what should be those pointed questions be?
I will answer your question with some live examples, and I can take names of doctors in Nagpur whom I have served. So this was a typical problem in Dr. Mahorkar, who is a very famous cardiologist, Avanti Clinic in Nagpur, Dantoli. And I'm talking of 20 years back when I first met him. Huge OPD, never able to finish his OPD, working very hard. And at the time he said that, look, I asked Dr. Mahorkar that ideally, given the chance, how many questions would you like to ask a patient? And he came out with a list of almost 40 questions. Okay. I said that how many of these questions you want to ask yourself? Right?
Oh,
and
right.
to cut the long story short, we developed a team of second level doctors who were not cardiologists, okay, but who were trained enough to ask those 40 questions and get those 40 answers, also understand the medical nuance of those 40 answers, and converse enough with the patient to be putting it up rightly. Okay, so we created that stage. Then Dr. Mahorkar said, no, as a cardiologist, I'm still not comfortable. I still need to sense few things myself, because I can't trust anyone else. That's why I'm a specialist. And we zeroed down on 4 questions which Mahorkar sir should ask himself. Although it has been asked. Okay. And that's how we coined it. Then we realized that even that second level created was not good enough.
Okay.
That's how strong the OPD was. So we created a physical questionnaire, which subsequently we translated into a notepad. So it gets up electronically. So today you visit Dr. Mahorkar. I have not visited him for 7 years, so I don't know today, but 7 years back. When you enter, you answer few questions in Hindi, Marathi, very big fonts, so that anyone would not find it difficult. Very simple language. और yes no करना है, tick मारना है, okay, and then goes to the second level doctor and then goes to Dr. Mark, right? So answering your question, if you have questions to ask, it must be asked. It's not important that you ask all of them yourself, right? Anything that requires a super specialist must be done by a super specialist. But anything that doesn't require a super specialist, why do you want to do it?
Delegate.
Delegate. And in management, we say that never delegate responsibility. The only thing you can delegate is authority.
Oh, nice.
In India, we do it just exactly the other
Opposite,
way around,
yeah.
right? So, if you are the cardiologist, the responsibility that the diagnosis is correct is yours.
Yeah.
Even if you keep 10 doctors below you, it's yours.
Yeah, obviously.
So, have your checks and measures. The chartered accountant doesn't check every voucher, but then he is the one who signs on the balance sheet.
Right.
And any wrong voucher checked is his vouching, right? So, have your checks and balances, delegate authority to do certain things, keep the responsibility, and define a process. I want to ask all medical super specialists, since I'm a management consultant, that you have so well defined processes inside your OT. Why the hell you don't have defined process outside your OT? Right? Because process should run a system. How can people run a system? And Dr. Gade, my question to all of you in the medical fraternity is, why do you still believe that it's because of you that your hospital is running? Right?
Yes.
Even if you are the super specialist, please start believing that it is not you. Although you are one of a very important hero in this whole process, there are a lot of heroes before you and there are a lot of heroes after you. Along with them, you have become a hero. So consciously create a process for all those heroes before you and all the heroes after you. That will make you a superhero without a cape.
Right.
Right? And that's exactly what happens in corporate hospitals, where I am not qualified to comment, but processes are very good. Now there the problem is different, and I don't want to comment upon it. But you have defined processes, and even poor people are giving money out of their pocket just in awe of the process, not knowing what happens beyond the process. And I would not like to comment on it, not being a medico myself. But then, why can't conventional doctors have good process before and after their OD or even OPD? Because for doctors, hospital is OT and OPD and OT. Now they have also added diagnostics, right? So most of the hospitals have their own diagnostics now. But treatment, nursing, pharmacy, post-care, intensivist, are they not part of your success? Look at it. They contribute to your success more than what you contribute. You might have done a very good cardiovascular surgery, but if the intensivist has not handled the patient well, or if the nursing care has not happened well, you may not be a very good.
Right. So it's like talent closes deals, but systems make money. Basically, that's what you're trying to say, है ना?
And I'm also trying to say that all systems need talent.
हाँ.
So the doctors should stop believing that talent is there only in medical science. In soft science also, you need talent.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? So everywhere you need talent. The right brain talent is not the only talent in this world. There is a left brain talent also.
Obviously. So, what should be some simple systems that every doctor can just put up without doing a lot of mehnat?
If I go by thumb rule SOPs, and if I also follow NABH guidelines, the first SOP is handling invisible patients, which means that patients are interacting with you through your website, through your Instagram, through your social media handles. Do you have an ecosystem to handle them? Right?
So, like creating a funnel kind of a thing.
creating a funnel, answering their queries without expectation for anything. Second SOP is your footfall management. So when the footfall comes to your reception or on your call center or on your telephone or on your email, there are typical ways through which the footfall reaches you. How do you handle them? Third is when the footfall has registered for your service, normally through an OPD or through a diagnostic, or these days even through pharmacy, because most hospitals have one. How do you handle them? Right? Fourth is your OPD. Fifth, of course, your post-OPD diagnostics, or rather pre-OT diagnostics. Fifth is your OT, patient care, indoor patient care, outdoor patient care. And very important is that once the patient has left your hospital, not wanting anything from you, what is your SOP to handle them?
Okay.
So you have to ask yourself question that do you want to handle them? And I think that's a missing link, because once a patient has given you 10,000 rupees and gone, he has a lifetime value. So he's going to give, let's say, 10 lakh before he dies to some doctor. And that some doctor should be you. That's called monetizing lifetime value of a patient. Right? Now, even if the patient has given you 1 lakh today and walked out, and let's assume he has walked out happy. That's the best. And before he dies, God forbid, he spends 10 lakhs on medical science. Did you miss out on the balance 9 lakhs?
Right.
Is a question that you have to ask. Now these days you have got multi-speciality hospitals, so you have invested in a hospital which can cater to everything. But you don't have an SOP to do what we in sales we call it the width of sales. So today if I have come to you for an opthal treatment and your multi-speciality hospital has got a dental treatment also, and day after tomorrow if I have a root canal, do I come back to you or do I go back to someone else? Right? So that's the width of sales.
Right. So, but nowadays corporate hospitals have been popping up since lot many years, but there is a shift happening of single specialty hospitals coming back all over again. So ophthalmology, ENT, orthopedics and a few other branches are basically a single specialty hospital. We will cater to only a particular, I won't have, like an ortho wala will not have a heart wala thing mostly, an eye wala will not have a dentist, that kind of a thing. Alag alag hi rahega. So we are basically single specialty hospitals will cater only one kind of service. They are not generating as a huge revenues like corporate hospitals, definitely. But are they being gobbled up by corporate hospitals because they have a huge sales team? And for these single specialty clinics and hospitals, what should be the roadmap be?
I personally feel that the survival of corporate hospital is because of ignorance of super specialists. Right? So they are not coming by virtue of any talent of theirs. They are just coming in because of the gaps left by super specialists. I mean, as a patient, I would always love to go to a eye hospital for my ophthal treatment rather than go to a multi-speciality hospital for my eye treatment. And this is no-brainer, right? I think even a illiterate person would go for this, provided the super specialist wants this to happen. Now, a lot of them want it to happen, but provided they have thought about it, invested in it, and want to do it, right? I find that super specialists are playing very easy second fiddle to corporate hospitals for no reason. And if you feel that corporate hospitals are winning the game by virtue of their pockets and the money, no. They are winning it just because of the ignorance of the doctors. A lot of them feel that they know everything and they don't need to know anything more, which is wrong. B, the ones who want to know more want to copy the corporate hospitals.
True.
And they are trying to do it their way. You know, you have seen that East India Company came and broke the Gurukul system of India, and we have been wanting to become a developed country by following the English schooling system. Today we are talking in English, we should have been talking in Sanskrit or Hindi, right? So they successfully broke our back, and we are trying to become developed through still trying to ape them, right? So my message to all super specialists is don't try to ape corporate hospitals. Force the corporate hospitals to ape you. Because your talent in your super speciality is beyond comparison. With all the money that a corporate hospital has, they are still not able to get the super specialist of your standard, right? So any doctor who is there is not the number one doctor of the city.
True.
By virtue of his own talent.
Very true.
He at best today is the 5th best or 6th best, but not the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And still he gets the most customer. Think about it. It's a niche you are living in the market, and you're becoming an easy bait for corporate doctors who understand sales and marketing much better than you. And there's nothing that stops you from understanding sales and marketing. After all, you believe that you are very intelligent, which you are. So why not learn this? And why not invest some money? I say you don't have to learn it. You just have to believe in it and start investing money in people who know it, who will work for you and get the works.
That's easy. You can have a salesperson in your team. Why not?
Yeah. But I think for that, the doctor has to start believing that he or she can also learn some things from others. I think generally doctors have a very strong ego that no one in the world can teach them anything.
Well, the new age doctors don't think in that way. Generation back doctors were a little rigid, but nowadays we know what we need to do to get the job done.
Correct.
Also, nowadays we are seeing a very good rise of premiumization in healthcare as well. Everybody wants the best surgery. Everybody wants the best experience, as you said. Nobody likes a shared room nowadays. A lot of people want their own rooms, and everything should be good. But all these things come at a cost, and they are willing to pay that extra premium that comes with these kind of services. How do doctors, again, kind of tap into such kind of customers?
See, like in any business, even in medical science, you have to be very clear about your targeting, profiling, and segmenting, right? So when you say that the whole world is my customer, you already lost the battle, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Airtel says that my customer is a 23-year-old girl. Now, Airtel is a SIM card which is used by everyone. Even a rickshawala uses it. But a brand is very clear that my customer is a 23-year-old girl. Now, why 23? Why girl? There's a logic. There's a study, right? So, if you want to get into premium market, you have to first think premium. You can't think middle class and get into premium, right? So, targeting. What do you want to target? You know, if you follow the policy of spray and pray, you will not reach anywhere. So you have to follow the policy of aim and shoot. Now for aim and shoot, you have to first define your target, right? We call it ideal customer profile. So who is your ICP, ideal customer profile? In your language, ideal patient profile.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Once you have done your targeting, then you do your profiling. That this ICP will come from where? Will it come from Ramdaspet, Dhantoli? Will it come from Koradi? No, these days Beltorodi is the new Nagpur. So where is it going to come from? So demographics, psychographics, income graphics and firmographics. Firmographic means your ideal customer profile is right now working in which kind of a firm?
Okay.
Is he a self-employed? Is he an industrialist? Is he a private limited working employee or whatever? So once you do your 4 graphics, demographics, psychographics, income graphics, firmographics, you have profiled your customer. And then once you have done that, then you start your marketing. And the first stage of marketing is to create an IDA funnel. Awareness, interest, desire, action. IDA.
I've read about this somewhere.
So you make 1,000 people aware who are you. 100 will show interest, 50 will show the desire, and 5 will buy you. Now you have not lost the 995 that you made aware. They'll come someday. I know. You know, Hindi में there's a very old song, Joy Mukherjee, अगर यूं ही प्यार करते रहो, नहीं अगर यूं ही मेरे साथ चलते रहो, देखना एक दिन प्यार हो जाएगा.
हाँ,
राइट? तो उन 1000 लोगों को जिनको आपने अवेयर किया है, some kind of a CRM, customer relationship management software, which keeps in touch with them, एक दिन प्यार होगा. बट आज उन 1000 में से 5 आएंगे. तो दैट इज द आइडा फनल. अब वो 5 जो आए वो आपके लीड है, वो कस्टमर नहीं है. तो ऐसे 5-5 करके आप एक स्पैनको फनल बनाएंगे. स्पैनको का मतलब सस्पेक्टिंग, प्रोस्पेक्टिंग, एनालिसिस, नेगोशिएशन, क्लोजिंग, ऑर्डर. तो ये जो 5 आए ये आपके प्रोस्पेक्ट है. ये मेरे स्पैनको फनल में घुस गए.
राइट.
अब उसको CRM सॉफ्टवेयर के थ्रू हम स्पैनको फनल में उतारेंगे. राइट? नाउ अ डॉक्टर नॉर्मली सेज, ओ माय गॉड, सो मेनी फनल्स, आई ओनली नो माय vein, my artery, my vascular and stuff. Okay, something similar. We also have some technical terminologies with us. So these are all framed. Computer takes care of it. You don't have to worry about it. Today is a world of business intelligence. People talk about natural intelligence, artificial intelligence. There is something called business intelligence, which comes out of data analytics. Right? Again, I find corporate hospitals doing it very good and super specialists not doing it. Right? So all the data, every footfall that comes to you, whether they have availed your service or not, has invested 100 rupees of petrol to come to you, they wanted you. You couldn't take them. No problem. Have their data analyzed and keep in touch with them. Like Joy Mukherjee said, ek din pyar ho jayega. Right? So, answering your question, this is how you develop the funnels and this is how you aim and shoot. So to get into premium services, you have to aim and shoot. Your policy of spray and pray
not going to
doesn't work.
Yeah.
It never worked, but it didn't pain you earlier because the demand and supply was in your favor. Today the demand and supply is not in your favor, hence it is not working for you.
Right. Why does it often happen that cheap customers are more demanding than the other kind of customers? What is going on?
Actually, every customer is demanding, and any customer buys from you only at the point they see value for money.
Right. India is a price sensitive market. Yeah.
Now the expensive customer or extravagant customer, if I may call that person, sees value for money faster. And a poor customer sees value for money later because he has 100 rupees in his pocket and he has 1,000 things to do. And a rich customer has 100 rupees in his pocket, he has only 5 things to do. So the dispensable income with a rich guy is much more. So the choice for a rich customer is much less. Right? So I shouldn't call him poor, but not so rich customer is a more intelligent buyer.
Okay.
Right? Don't discount his intelligence. And actually he tests you more, which you call objection. Start calling it your test. And if you're not able to handle his objections, start calling it your failure in his test rather than getting perturbed by the fact that the guy is asking too many questions. Right?
That happens a lot. Doctors don't like when patients are asking a lot of questions. I've seen that.
So I always say that when a customer or patient asks you questions which you don't want to answer or which you can't answer, tell yourself that you are failing the test. Whether you want that money or not is irrelevant, right? You might say, oh, take it, let the guy go, I don't need his money. No, whether you need that money or not is irrelevant, but you have failed the test. तो आप अपने आप को बोलिए कि ये एक साधारण सा व्यक्ति जो मेरे मेडिकल साइंस के बारे कुछ नहीं जानता, मुझे उस पॉइंट तक लेके गया जहाँ मैं उसके सवालों का जवाब नहीं दे पाया, मैं फेल हो गया. जिस दिन आप खुद को ऐसा बोलेंगे, आप यू विल स्टार्ट रियलाइजिंग दैट यू हैव बिगन द नर्सरी क्लासेस ऑफ सेल्स.
That's so true, actually. Sometimes, or either you're having a bad day, or you're too stressed, or it's just your ego at times. You just don't like questions. ऐसे कैसे पूछ ले? This is what is happening in the other doctor's head. ठीक है, okay. I think this is a learning for a lot of people who don't know this. How do premium buyers think differently?
See, premium buyers, there are two categories. One is premium and second is luxury. Okay, let's segregate the two. So premium buyer, what is the difference between a premium buyer and a non-premium buyer?
Yeah.
So the difference between premium buyer is they want to choose the best that they want, with money not being the vital parameter. So I have 1,000 rupees with me where I'm making a choice for a 10 rupee product. Now I can buy a 10 rupee product at 10, even at 20, or even at 5. So a premium buyer is not wanting to buy a 10 rupee product at 5. He is wanting to buy a 10 rupee product at 11 or 12, provided he sees that value for premiumness, value for product, right? So if you sell a 10 rupee product at 10 rupee to a premium buyer, you're stupid.
Obviously, yeah.
Okay. Sell the 10 rupee product at, as a rule of thumb, 15%. So around 11 rupee 50 paisa or 12 rupees to a premium buyer. What does he want? He wants an ego massage. He wants, because hard skill तो आप उतना ही दोगे. कोई गरीब कस्टमर है तो उसको ऑफ्थल में कुछ कम कर दोगे, ऐसा तो नहीं है. एक बार आप अपने हार्ड स्किल में आते हो तो आई एम श्योर एवरी डॉक्टर
Same for everybody.
इज सेम फॉर एवरीवन. आई एम श्योर अबाउट दैट. इफ नॉट देन इट्स अ
Problem.
ethic issue, right? What is he looking at? He is looking at good service pre-hard skill and post-hard skill, right? So again, I would like to take an example. Dr. Vikas Mahatme is a very old client and a good friend of mine. So he said that, Sanjay, I get a lot of customers now, and this is again an old story. We devised a green channel for him, okay? And we said that let's have a green channel with a green room for premium patients. Once he meets you, everything else is same. But before he meets you, so he comes with an appointment which is honored. Doctors don't honor their appointments also. So we said, no, green channel का appointment you have to honor. There's nothing emergency. तो आप उनको टाइम उसी समय दो जब आपका दूसरा कोई इमरजेंसी नहीं होगा. So green channel is like the customer comes in, has a nice cup of coffee, walks in straight. So to the second we can match. 10, and we used to give time like 10:15, not 10. And we used to give instruction that please report at 10. We'll have these two pre-diagnostic thing done. Have your cup of coffee. Exactly at 10:15, doctor will see you. Exactly at 10:18, you will walk out. So he knows exactly when his car will roll out of the clinic. Okay. Lot of home services like ये प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, होम सर्विस हो जाएगी. आपके चश्मे में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, someone will come and pick it up and optometrist will visit you and stuff like that. So a premium customer needs this massage, right? And he's ready to pay a premium for that. So you're not doing this massage at your cost, all right? It's just that you're giving some things importance which you're not delivering with your own hand.
Obviously, barabar.
Start loving it. Doctors are too much in love with whatever they do with their own hands, not realizing that few more hands patting the patient adds to the service.
Why does it also happen ki, like, as you said, ki people are willing to pay extra for this kind of an ego massage. But on the other hand, if you look at it, it has often been seen, giving discounts usually destroys the brand value. Why does that happen then?
So, very rightly said, discount is a tool to say thank you to the customer after you have given the service. Discount is not a tool to bag an order. Right? Now, let me come back to your question. When you give a discount to get a patient, you have screwed up with your brand image. The same discount when you give after the operation or
After the hard skills.
Right. You create a wow. Right? So, discount doesn't discount your brand image, provided you know when to do it. Right? आप चाय बनाते हैं तो चाय में अगर तुलसी फ्लेवर चाहिए तो तुलसी 100 डिग्री के बाद में डालते पानी में, बिकॉज एक बार लेटेंट हीट ऑफ वेपोराइजेशन निकलेगा तभी तुलसी की अरोमा आएगी, है ना. अगर आप तुलसी को पहले डाल दोगे एंड द तुलसी गोज थ्रू द फुल 100 डिग्री, इट विल किल द तुलसी.
Obviously, gone.
तो हर चीज़ का समय है, आप समय से करो कुछ खराबी नहीं होगी. आप प्री मैच्योर करोगे तो प्रॉब्लम होगी. सो आंसरिंग योर क्वेश्चन, डोंट गिव डिस्काउंट्स टू गेट एन ऑर्डर. दैट्स बीइंग डेस्परेट.
Right.
And being desperate will spoil your brand image. Okay? In sales, there is a theory that a customer will buy your product only when you are the top choice of the customer. If you are the cheapest, he doesn't buy you. If you are the most expensive also, he doesn't buy you. In fact, price is not the criteria on which he buys you. He buys your services only when you are the best in his mind. Okay? So, to get an order, it is important to become the top choice. It is not important to become the least expensive. And this is something that every seller has to understand, including the medical seller. All right? So, don't try to be the most competitive. Try to be the best in the customer's mind. Okay? And this best will not come only from your hard skill plus soft skill. Try to do that. You will never be required to become desperate to give a price discount.
I'll give an example. This is probably pre-Diwali. 50-year-old man had an injury to the eye. He went across the town to different doctors, AIMS and GMC and all. Eventually landed in my OPD, and I was like, I can fix this. This is going to cost you a bomb, and I don't guarantee your visual outcome. I was very blunt about it because, आजकल तोड़ फोड़ नाराजगी वो सब होते हैं. I was as truthful as I can be. I walked him to the process, exactly what I'll do, how we'll go into his eye, do whatever needs to be done, and I told him, I am one of the few doctors in the city who's capable of doing this procedure. पूरा सब समझाया, and he's like, okay, fine. So we have something called as a high risk consent. We got it signed. We recorded a video of the family and everything when I was explaining the procedure again, just in case for all legalities, medical legal aspect. When the procedure was done, I knew he's going to have a good vision. I did not tell him that because the recovery was a little slow in this case. 1 month post-operatively, he could read almost 90%. He had regained almost 90% of his vision. And I asked him to pay me at the end of 1 month. He paid me whatever I had, there was no argument, उसने पैसा रख दिया. I actually gave him back a little bit amount of money. I had not planned this. It was just a
Gesture.
instant thought at that point of time. I was like, I am happy because I could do this for you, so please. That person has sent me so many patients in the referral. I mean, वो consciously हो गया ऐसा. मैंने I did not know कि वो hard skill बाद में होते. We should start putting it into practice. Discounting should happen as a post hard skill thing, not a pre.
Discount is a tool to say thank you to the customer after the order. If done so, it is a very good thing to be done. It's a gesture. Right? It is never a tool to bag an order. And if you use it as a tool to bag an order, you are not a seller, you are a beggar. In our fraternity, I can sack my employee for giving a discount to get an order.
Oh, right? It's that bad.
It's that bad. It's a crime, right? Because he has not only lost the order, lost the opportunity, but he has also told the market that Sanjay Singh is desperate. So, I have created a brand image for 40 years, which this guy has gone and spoiled in the market, which is harakiri for me, right? So, if as a doctor you are doing it yourself, you are not realizing, you as in any doctor who does it, he doesn't realize that the brand image that he has created after so many years of hard work, honest work, ethical practice, it kills with every time he starts bowing down to such pressures.
How do doctors respond to patients when they are forced into this thing, pre hard skills wala part? When a patient comes to you and says, "Yahi surgery, wo wala, itne mein kar raha hai, and why are you charging me so much?" And then a lot of doctors are forced to give discounts. What should be the response in that cases?
पहले तो देखिए डॉक्टर समीर, आपको ये समझना पड़ेगा कि एक माँ से पैदा हुआ दो बच्चे सेम नहीं होते, एक आम के पेड़ के दो आम सेम नहीं होते, तो कोई भी एप्पल टू एप्पल कंपैरिजन होता नहीं है. तो एज ए सर्विस प्रोवाइडर फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू हैव टू बिलीव दैट वो वाला सर्जरी और ये वाला सर्जरी सेम नहीं है. ओके, नाउ
I know this, but in the patient's mind उनको कैसे ये समझेगा?
तो ये समझाना उनको यहाँ से चालू होगा, क्योंकि आप जब उस डिस्कशन में उतरते हैं, इसका मतलब है कि आप मान लिए कि एप्पल टू एप्पल कंपैरिजन है, बाकी जबकि है नहीं. अगर प्रोडक्ट सेम है, डिग्री सेम है, इक्विपमेंट सेम है, दवा सेम है, फिर भी हाथ तो अलग है, विंटेज अलग है, एक्सपीरियंस अलग है, इक्विपमेंट्स अलग. मान लो इक्विपमेंट सेम भी है, तो ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड अलग है, एक्सपीरियंस अलग है, सो मेनी थिंग्स आर डिफरेंट. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज दैट when the customer comes and compares your apple with someone else's apple and says that कि दोनों same है, how do you show that your apple is better than the other apple?
मेरा स्टिकर लगा हुआ है.
हाँ, that's the conversation.
Right.
And technically, this conversation should follow the language of WIFM. What is WIFM? WIIIFM. So what is in it for me? WIIIFM. तो अगर आप उस डिस्कशन में, मैं समीर गाड़े हूँ, मैं इतना बड़ा हूँ, मैं इतना पढ़ा लिखा हूँ, मेरे पास ये इक्विपमेंट है, आप जब वो उस बकरी की तरह बात करेंगे, मैं, तो दाल नहीं गलेगी. आपको कस्टमर के हित में विफम स्टेटमेंट्स बोलने हैं. एंड विफम स्टेटमेंट्स रिवॉल्व अराउंड 4 things. The pain of the customer, the risk of the customer, the challenge of the customer, and the need of the customer. So, your dialogues will change from customer to customer because the PRCN will change from customer to customer. Now, if you're talking to a very rich customer and trying to tell him कि आपके यहाँ चीज़ें सस्ती है, तो वो रिच आदमी बोलता है, यार मेरे को पैसे दिखा रहा है क्या, मुझे तो महंगी चीज़ें चाहिए. So that दलील is gone. बट अगर एक रिच आदमी है जिसके घर में नेक्स्ट जनरेशन है नहीं, बूढ़ा बूढ़ी 2 लोग काम करते हैं, एंड यू नो दैट थ्रू योर फैक्ट फाइंडिंग, सो एक्सप्लेनिंग टू हिम द इम्पॉर्टेंस ऑफ पोस्ट OT केयर विल कट आइस, बिकॉज इवन दो ही इज रिच, he doesn't have the next gen to take care, and you have to talk in nanny care and your care, how it is different.
समझ गया.
राइट?
Very true.
तो ये वाली जो डिस्कशन है अराउंड PRCN, and then if you understand, I spoke about customer silos. So a rich guy from Dhantoli and a rich guy from Koradi Road has the same kind of money, but comes from different background. The rich guy of Koradi Road has become rich in the last 10 years. The rich guy of Dhantoli is
Generationally
actually
wealth.
rich because his dad was rich.
Generational wealth.
He is also rich or not, I don't know. Generational.
Yeah.
Right? So buying behavior is different. And the PRCN changes from buying behavior. And your WIFM will change according to PRCN. So उतना हद का ट्रेनिंग आप ले लो, फिर देखो, you can prove that मेरी साड़ी उसकी साड़ी से ज़्यादा सफ़ेद है.
You know, this is one of the best conversations I've had in a very long time. All my grey matter cells are very active right now. I don't know if my left part is still active or not. Is relationship capital a very good weapon in sales?
Relationship is the only asset. It's not only a capital, it's a long-term asset. And everything that you do in sales and marketing is aimed towards building positive relationships. Right?
Yeah.
So relationship is a necessary milestone for every transaction that you initiate. And if that transaction doesn't reach that milestone, आपकी गाड़ी चली नहीं है. अगर आप दिन में 10 कस्टमर बनाते हो, पेशेंट बनाते हो, तो आप 10 गाड़ियाँ चलाते हो हर रोज़. उन 10 गाड़ियों को रिलेशनशिप के अंजाम तक पहुँचना ही चाहिए. अगर नहीं तो उतनी जगह आप फेल हो गए. एंड टॉकिंग अबाउट मेडिकल फ्रेटर्निटी, relationships are made after the coffee date. I mean, talking about a boy and girl. So, getting the first coffee date was a scheme under which two people met. After the coffee date, the seeds of relationship starts. So, after your patient leaves you, what is your level of engagement? Unsolicited engagement. See, if the patient calls you कि डॉक्टर साहब मेरे आँख से पानी गिर रहा है and so on so forth, तो आपने जो किया वो आपका फ़र्ज था, उसके लिए पैसे लिए आपने, पर उसने कुछ नहीं पूछा, कुछ नहीं मांगा, आपने फिर भी क्या केयर लिया, कैसे एंगेज रख रहे हो, थ्रू नॉलेज, थ्रू इंटरवेंशंस. In our language we call it DIY, do it yourself, DYK, do you know, do it with me. So these are 3 ways in which you can keep your customers engaged. So do it with me means 26th January I am doing a preventive health checkup which is totally free. This is do it with me, right? How AI can change ophthalmic care. I am doing a talk show there. Come and join me.
Right.
I am doing a webinar, right? So that's do it with me. So how do you engage your patients post-care is how you build relationship. आप बहुत अच्छा ट्रीटमेंट देते हो, देखिए वहाँ पे कोई रिलेशन नहीं बिल्ड हुआ. मैंने आपको 1 लाख रुपया दिया जो आपने मांगा, आपने एक शानदार सर्जरी की जो मैंने मांगा, हमारा रिश्ता ख़त्म हो गया. It's a give and take.
Very transactional.
It's transactional.
Yeah.
It's not yet relationship. Now this transaction has to culminate into a relationship for which an engagement has to be initiated. That's the SOP, which you don't have probably.
We don't have.
You take it for granted.
Yeah.
You think that I spoke very sweetly, I had AC in the room, I had very good nursing staff, so I have built a relationship. No. I have paid, as a patient, I have paid for all that. I don't owe it to you. I don't feel obliged by all that because I think it was my birthright and I paid for it. I start feeling obliged to you only when you start giving me things for which I didn't pay. And this you do in anticipation of me coming back to pay you.
Yeah, obviously.
So it's a circle.
Yeah.
Right? Don't ignore that circle.
Amazing. So, should doctors have a lot of community presence? Because having a community presence is better than a lot of marketing spend. Is that true even today?
Community presence follows the VCP process, which is visibility leads to credibility, and credibility leads to profitability. Okay, so when you are in the community, you make yourself visible, right? You provide the services, so those footfalls, when they need your service, they'll come back to you. So in a way, community service is more about creating new footfalls for your OPD, right? And this is how doctors have been misusing it. Why I say misusing it? Because it's not wrong to do it, but leaving it at that is wrong, right? When you go for community service, let's say you have gone to a village called Mauda to do an ophthalmic care through some arrangement, through some Rotary or something. Fine. Did you do some branding for yourself there? Did you leave a helpline number there? वहाँ की शाला में या वहाँ के जो कार्य करता है, जो वर्कर है, उसके पास आपका हेल्पलाइन नंबर है. A villager of Mauda, for example, can he call you अगर उसके आँख से पानी गिर रहा है रात को? And will you respond? You may not respond. You are not required to respond as a super specialist. But will your system respond? Aha. Then community service has a meaning.
But sorry to cut you short. What if this is not my target audience at all?
This is not your target audience. Then are you doing it purely for social service? Then if you're doing it purely for social service, why even ask this question? Just do it and forget about it. See? So,
yes, I get you.
If it is a pure giving back, then just give back and forget about it. It should not even form a part of this podcast. But the fact of the matter is that बिना भोजन का भजन नहीं होता. तो आप कितने दिन तक कम्युनिटी सर्विस करेंगे अगर वो सस्टेनेबल नहीं है तो, राइट? तो फ्रॉम बिजनेस पर्सपेक्टिव, प्योर कम्युनिटी सर्विस, if it is not your target market, not of value, right? But there is a lot of community service you can do in your target market also, right? So, just to give you an example, we had created a forum at Dr. Mahatme's, which was to cater to NRI parents. So there are a lot of NRIs who are not able to come back to India. So typically an NRI comes every year for the first 10 years, then comes every 2 years for the next 10 years, and then starts sending money every 3 months and comes only in 5 years. That's a typical cycle. I've been an NRI myself. So we created a forum where we said that, okay, if you're an NRI and you have parents staying in Nagpur, form a part of it, and we'll give you end-to-end service as far as ophthalmology is concerned. Right? Worked out very well. I mean, long back, my contact with Dr. Mahatme is old now, but at that point of time, we had 180 NRIs who registered with us and who were ready to pay anything, and in dollars.
Yeah, obviously.
In dollars, right? They just want their Ai Baba to be taken care of.
That's the Malai of the Malai, probably.
Right.
Right.
So, is it community service? Yes, it is community service. Did it come free? No. So who said that community service should come free? Right?
Good. Before I let you go, I want to break a few myths. First one being that a good product sells itself.
A good product, all products that sell itself are good, but all products that are good will not sell itself. I mean, if that explains.
And a lot of people think that selling is manipulation, but you, I think, already addressed that.
Selling is definitely not manipulation. But the bad news is that there are a lot of salespeople who manipulate because they are not trained salespeople. And this country called India doesn't have a single university which teaches sales. Even the MBA and the BBA program does not, they have only one paper on sales, which is distribution sales. Okay. We have opened a school of sales on 7th June this year. Perhaps this is the first formal school which teaches selling in India. Okay? And it's still unorganized. We are still started small. But I'm very proud to say that we have opened the first sales school. So, why sales is manipulative? Because only 10% salespeople have bothered to understand the science of selling. Okay? But surely it is not manipulative. And even if a salesman manipulates, he doesn't get the order.
Right.
So you will get an order only when you help customer discover his pain, risk, challenge, need, and he buys from you. You don't sell to them.
Barabar. Let's talk about some hard truths. Why rejection hurts a lot for professionals? Doctors.
Rejection hurts a lot for everyone.
Yeah.
Right? ये तो फितरत है.
हाँ.
Rejection hurts everyone because of the fear of unknown. So when you're walking into a domain where you don't know anything, it's the unknown. Now when you're rejected, it hurts your ego. Right? It will hurt, rejection hurts everyone when they want to get selected. Rejection will not hurt you when you just want to help without an expectation to get selected.
Right.
So when you want to help, you don't get rejected. So actually, if you look at it, rejection is your own doing. You are getting rejected in your mind because you wanted to get selected. Why do you want to get selected? You just want to help. Go and help. And choose your customers. Don't get selected by your customers.
That's very important actually.
Yeah.
So basically sales is a mirror of self-belief in a way.
Yes.
है ना?
Sales is a process which empowers you to choose your customer. Which empowers you to separate the wheat from the chaff. Which empowers you to tell politely to someone where they can go for their service because you thought that they are not your ICP. And do it very softly and do it in a very giving back way. Not in a, when you want to have the last pound of flesh from the customer, you're not a seller, you're a Shylock. Whether you're carrying a doctor's degree or not is immaterial, right? So, don't be the Shylock, don't be the lunatic that Shakespeare created. Be the hero that you are in your own eye.
So is being the nice guy a fear in disguise for a lot of people?
Yeah, I think the inability to understand sales forces them into selling.
Okay.
Because you have to survive. You opened a clinic, you owe an EMI to a bank. Most doctors come from the background of Saraswati, so they don't have deep pockets. They are heavily on debt. They have huge EMIs to pay. Because एक मारवाड़ी का बच्चा तो कम डॉक्टर बनता है. एक जो एम्प्लॉय बैकग्राउंड का बच्चा ही डॉक्टर ज़्यादा बनता है. तो जब आपको EMIs टाइम से देना है तो आपको तो कस्टमर पेशेंट चाहिए, राइट? अब पेशेंट लाने का सही तरीका सीखना एक इन्वेस्टमेंट है जो आप करना नहीं चाहते हो. तो आप डिस्काउंट दे के धगेल पट्टी कार्यक्रम करके उल्टा सीधा काम करके करना चाहते हो. दैट्स वेयर यू स्टार्ट टोइंग द लॉन्ग लाइन. So you can be very ethically practicing your medical science and you can be very unethically practicing your soft skills. Overall, you are still unethical.
Yes, yeah, that's so true.
Overall, I say you are still unethical.
Net.
You are still a criminal.
Net वही हो गया ना.
Net वही हो गया. आपने अपनी मेडिकल साइंस एथिकली प्रैक्टिस की और नॉन मेडिकल साइंस को अनएथिकली प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हो. क्यों? और फिर कॉलर उठा के बोलते हो मैं एथिकल हूँ. नहीं, आप एथिकल नहीं हो.
ऐसा एक्सप्लोजन हो रहा है मेरे दिमाग में तुमसे बातों से. अभी सेल्स में अभी AI जितना आ गया है, हाउ डज AI हेल्प इन सेल्स, और इज इट दैट ह्यूमंस सेल मोर ट्रस्ट?
See, AI is an enabler, right? It's like asking a question कि जब गाड़ी घोड़ा आ गया तो आपके पैरों की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी क्या? अरे भाई, गाड़ी घोड़ा आपके पैरों को मदद करने के लिए, आपके पैर को रिप्लेस करने के लिए तो है नहीं. तो AI is an enabler And as long as transactions happen between two human brains, sales will not become obsolete. Right? जब दो रोबोट आपस में बातचीत करेंगे और उन दोनों रोबोट को इंसानों की ज़रूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगी, तो AI will take over.
What are certain skills that you think a lot of professionals, doctors in general, because I want to keep this focused, we should double down upon in terms of skills?
As far as AI is concerned, देखिए, anything that is mundane, that is routine, anything that is clerical, even if it is medical science, stop doing it. Start asking yourself, how can I make use of AI to do all those things? Because the good news is, all mundane things can be done by AI better than you.
As you said, delegate.
Delegate with authority. Keeping the responsibility yourself. तो AI ने कुछ गड़बड़ किया तो नाम आपका खराब होगा. So, understand, skill yourself to understand how to delegate those routine, mundane things to AI. Right? For example, I'm a business performance coach. So, when a client comes to me, I don't meet the client, like I have an AI avatar online. So, my AI avatar talks to the client 2-3 meetings. My discovery calls are not done by me. My discovery call is done by my AI avatar. My AI avatar talks all those questions, even asks more questions than what I do. Because my AI avatar has access to 950 videos of mine on YouTube. So he knows
exactly what happened. Yeah.
Exactly. So answering your question, stop doing all those things which actually can be done by your clone. And AI can give you your clone. Start doing those things which you don't do every day today, or which you do only someday. Because ask yourself, how many hours in a day do you practice your super speciality? And how many hours in a day you practice your speciality? That will give you the answer. So start moving towards your speciality, super speciality, and start offloading your speciality to AI. And that's where you have to skill yourself by asking.
Last few closing thoughts. One advice to professionals who are afraid of selling. What do you want to tell them?
Stop selling, start helping.
That was a beautiful thing. You ask questions actually. Selling is not doing this, is asking questions. And
yeah, in fact, we teach people that the right answer to a question is never an answer, even if you know the answer. The right answer to a question is always a relevant question. So, if you ask me that what is your name, I will not say my name is Sanjay Singh. I will say that who are you looking for? And if you say I am looking for a business coach, then I would say that, hey, hello, I am Sanjay Singh and I am a business coach. Right? So, if you just do this one thing, stop answering a question with an answer. You're sorted. You look at a child, you tell a child that we are going for ice cream tonight, and the child will ask you 5 questions. Are we going on 2-wheeler or 4-wheeler? Is mom coming? Are you taking my elder brother also? Will you take me for a pizza after the ice cream? Curiosity, right? So a seller's mind is a curious mind. And the curious mind asks question. पूछना आपका काम नहीं है, बताना आपका काम नहीं है, sorry.
पूछना आपका काम है, right, बराबर है.
पूछना आपका काम है.
One habit in sales that would change outcome in 30 days, something like that.
Genuinely help your customers and follow it up till the point that he feels that the help has happened. Many a times we sell something to someone knowing that yes, this is helpful, and the person has not been able to derive that help because he or she was not able to make use of that product or service, and we end up saying कि उसने use नहीं किया तो हम क्या करें? No, the practice should be install your order. Don't supply your order. So if it's a product, install your order. If it's a service, install your service. And when I say install your service, if you have done a lens replacement, you have done a LASIK surgery, you have given a service. Was the LASIK surgery so good that he has become your fan? Is that engagement which will install your service?
Any closing thoughts?
Sales is a life skill which is so essential that it superimposes across professions, right? So to think that I don't want to become a salesman, hence I don't need to learn sales, is an absolute nonsense. It's a life skill. Just like you should know how to breathe properly, you should know how to sell properly, irrespective of whichever profession you are into. So sales is not a profession, it's a life skill, although it is also a profession. So it's a life skill, and I would like to say that irrespective of whoever you are, if you are on this earth interacting with mortal human beings, interacting with human brains, where you're interacting with emotions, products are just a means to the end, service is just a means to the end, you got to understand sales. Understand, learn the science of selling, and then lace it up with the art of selling. The art of selling is yours. The science of selling needs to be learned.
And for that, we have you. Obviously.
And I would like to request all your followers. In fact, Dr. Sameer Gade, I would like to propose through your podcast that you organize a get-up, a meet-up of doctors in a cafe. Because a lot of these Gen Zs are meeting in cafes these days. Let's doctors meet in a cafe, informally, for a 1 hour discussion on sales.
Absolutely, why not?
And I promise to you that I'll do this service pro bono, purely as my salute to all the doctors who have served me till now in my life. And especially I underwent a very bad cancer 4 years back. So this service of mine to your fraternity will also be a salute to all the oncologists who kept me alive. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It was a pleasure having you. I mean, of all the podcasts that I've done till now, this वो ऐसा निर्वाणा मोक्ष टाइप हुआ ना मेरे को अभी कि all it's all fired up right now. So thank you so much for being here.